I feel like I'm kind of my head coach in a sense where I structure all my workouts.
Fuck him, bro. Like, don't give him credit. Like,
no, he holds.
You don't need credit.
Tim holds mitts.
Oh,
no,
he can do that.
Oh, that's
oh wow, look at me, I'm 10.
And he'll take a bucket. If there's 2 chicks, he'll take the ugly one. So.
Listen, that's what you need, though.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Now, I will say this: have you ever used his carnival connections because he grew up in a carnival to like bring in grapplers? Like, but instead of a grappler, it's like someone who could rip a phone book in half. Like, just extreme strength. Yes. Does he bring other retards in from the carnival for you to wrestle again?
Yeah, we need a sparring partner.
Tim. I feel like, no, I will say I think Tim pretty much won me in my last fight. Like there's clips of going into the second round where he gave me very good advice and changed the course of the fight. My whole team is just so fucking solid that I believe everyone kind of says I got the best team. I really do believe I have one of the best. Who
builds the team for a fighter? I'm like, actually, I want to go back even further. I want to go back to the beginning. You grew up in Montana. Did not see that coming.
Yeah. Me neither.
Okay. You don't want to go to college. You decide to go to Phoenix, and why Phoenix?
Yeah, I didn't want to go to fucking elementary school. I remember being like fighting that because it was like the half days in kindergarten. I hated school from day one.
From kindergarten, bro? It's coloring, dude.
Yeah.
It's just apps and shit. Apps and snacks.
I didn't like school in general. In high school, I loved sports, basketball, football, soccer. And not soccer, basketball, and football in high school. I like soccer, but then I turned like 8, and I was like,
he couldn't hang. He couldn't hang, bro. That's what it is. The cardio wasn't there. He couldn't run.
Exactly.
Keep talking shit. He knows how to.
You're an American.
Let's do a PK shootout right now.
Bro. You had to get good grades to play basketball and football.
What type of gay shit is that?
I mean, good
in
grades,
Montana?
Good grades
in high school. In
passing,
high school.
dude.
Yeah.
It's passing. No pass, no play. It's not good grades.
You show up at school.
That is not fail.
2.0.
That's fair. You had to go to school to play those sports. I didn't really like. I didn't like school. I didn't like that stuff. So I went to kickboxing. We went to a kickboxing gym
in Montana.
Montana
kickboxing.
It's very low level as far as like. And I didn't know that at the time. So I'm fucking fighting. I'm knocking these dudes out. Like guys that just absolutely suck. But I have this confidence. I build this confidence, which is really important for young fighters, I believe, is to gain that confidence. So I was knocking these guys out. Fast forward, I'm, 18, and Tim invites me to Arizona.
So Tim finds out about you?
Yeah, Tim's from Great Falls, Montana. He's an hour away, so I didn't know him. He fought on Bellator Fight Master. It was like this TV show. I'm sitting in my living room. I'm like, what the fuck? That guy's from Montana? Like, I could do it. I wanted to be famous, and I wanted to be rich, and I wanted to get chick. That was my main motivation growing up.
What's the pussy like in Montana?
Preach.
Yeah.
You
have to be able to fight to get it. That's the rules.
Why? Because they're like bison?
No. It was, I lost my virginity when I was 16 to 18. I pulled. That was probably like my heydays, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
Unintended. Yeah. No, but Tim invited me. He went down to Great Falls. He was already living in Phoenix. I had a fight. I was 18. I beat this kid. Tim said, hey, if you want to come and train at a real gym in Arizona, let me know. And I hit him up like the next day. I came down to Arizona, got literally for 10 days, every time I left practice, I was crying.
Did you think you were going to get your ass kicked like that? Or did you think I'm going to fuck these guys up?
I didn't think so.
Okay, so you're going into this gym. Are you sparring, or are you doing that kickboxing shit where like everybody spars in the same room?
Yeah,
That's some weird. It's like, you ever see like Mexicans play basketball on a pickup court?
No.
Oh, there's like 17 of them playing like 3-on-3 and 4-on-7. Like there's no like rules. That's what kickboxing sparring looks like to me.
A little bit. Now that you say, I can picture that. Yeah. I did that when I first got down to Phoenix.
I feel like you're not picturing it enough because it's really fun. Yeah. If you're really picturing it, you're dying laughing.
But yeah, you see it like, obviously if like in boxing, traditional sparring is there are 2 dudes in the ring, everybody's around the ring waiting to get their round and whatever. But kickboxing is this group.
Yeah, it's like sweaty. Everyone's grunting.
Yeah.
It's a sports orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed. It's changing a little bit. Growing up or coming up, you have to do that. You got to kind of just get your rounds in.
Yeah.
Kind of probably like comedy. You got to just do it. You got
100%.
You got to go beat up. You got to fucking take your lickings and.
So you got your ass kicked in that. Every single time.
In kickboxing, and then when it came to wrestling, I didn't know how to fucking wrestle to save my life. So everyone, in kickboxing, I would do okay. I would do all right, but when it came to like grappling days, I had zero chance. So I would leave the gym fucking crying like, God damn it, this is not kind of...
Where are you sleeping? Guys, important tour announcement. I just want to say thank you guys so much for selling out all the shows in Phoenix, man. That was crazy. Gary, Indiana, sold out. Temecula sold out. Reno, we just added another show. Man, so go get the tickets for that while it lasts. And, of course, Calgary, tickets still available for that show up there. And we got some more show announcements coming very soon. So stay tuned. Once again, thank you guys so much for getting the tickets to the show. And get them early. I see scalpers raping people for ticket prices out there. So get them early on the announce. I don't want you to get beat over the head by these scalpers. And yeah, theandrewschultz.com. Thank you guys so much, man. Peace. Where are you sleeping?
Tim and I was staying at, the first time I came down here, I was staying at Tim's apartment. This fucking, and just shitty apartment. And it was, yeah.
Were there any carny creatures in there?
No, it was just him, so one.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I moved back. I went back to Montana. I was here for 10 days.
Fuck the uglier girls because he's like.
Click on the draw on that one. Say less. Say less.
He was raised with like bearded ladies and shit, so maybe it's not that bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just likes feeling like the man. So if like some chick's giving him the thing is, he's got a really good looking girlfriend too. So he can pull some good looking girls.
Yeah.
But he will take the one that's not so good looking for the team, he says.
Yeah.
But really,
it's Team Tim.
Yeah.
He says it's easier if they got like a fucked up mole or something. It makes it feel like he doesn't have to like try as hard, or it makes him feel more comfortable if they're like a little bit.
He's like a Ross shopper, but with women instead of clothes.
Yeah.
I like imperfections.
Pay less shoes.
I remember when I was younger, I went down to Argentina. I couldn't get laid to save my life, and by the last night, I was looking for a girl with like a small deformity that most people
like a shorter leg or something.
No, finger missing. So
that's good.
I would like look at girls' hands and see, because if it's a pinky, nobody's gonna notice. My dick will look at least this much bigger.
That's fair.
And then but she knows that she has 9 fingers.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you find any 9 fingers?
No, but I found a girl that was fat, but she had one of those things that that's
what he was grabbing. He's like one of those
dick
like
things.
One of those giant,
and then they get hard. It's so much more fun. No, she just had one of those like Slims or whatever.
Girders or whatever.
Yeah. So and when I took it off, I mean the seams were like tearing.
It's like open up one of those mattresses they ship you.
Yes, it was like Casper. Yeah. This goes with our friend. Yeah, it was an insane little situation. Yeah. Anyway, so
You still took it down.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Argentina's known for their meat, dude. Come on, bro.
Okay.
So 10 days.
So you're staying with him in this decrepit apartment.
Did he dye your hair? Is that what it was? That's where it started? He's like, welcome to the carnival, dude.
No, not quite. But yeah, so I went back to Montana for like probably less than a year, worked full time, saved up $2,000 and packed my car and drove to Phoenix.
What were you doing? What was the job?
It was actually really fun. I worked at a mentally disabled group home. So there's 8 of them. The youngest was like 8.
He's like, I just need more gym time. Let's go on the mats, baby.
There's a 2-for-1. Yeah, work, get paid, and work out.
Did you fuck up any of the dudes or
No,
what?
I drove the short bus though.
No.
That's kind of something I like to tell people.
That's fire, dude.
So I would drive. I would bring them to work, kind of like peace out.
Work?
Yeah, they worked. Just like drop them off at somewhere, like.
Montana is freedom, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So what do they do?
I drove off like a paper place. Like they just fucking sort paper. I don't know what they actually did. I didn't go in. I dropped them off, and then I came back and pick them up, and just kind of helped them do their chores because some of them were like a little bit more. They could do some shit. Some of them really needed help. One of them would shit in this peanut butter jar and put it up in his room. That was fucked up.
Yeah, extra crunchy, dog.
Yeah, I didn't find it, but someone else did. They're like, "Why does your room smell like shit so bad?" And they'd put them up in like little tiles. He'd shit in a peanut butter jar. Put it on. Put it on.
That's why you started examining your shit.
It's like mostly Jip.
So you'd shit in a peanut butter jar, put it up in the tile so nobody knows, and it would just stink up his room.
I don't think he was retarded. I think he was an evil genius.
But that was actually a really rewarding job. I really liked that. But yeah, I saved up money, moved to Phoenix. Tim and I ended up getting.
Can I ask you a question? How much do you make being like a
wrangler?
I didn't want to say it. But yeah. How do you do it?
Fuck, that was probably 10 years ago. I was probably making minimum wage. I don't remember. I think I made like.
I mean, you say $2,000 in a year.
$1,200, $1,600 a month, probably something like that.
Wow, $400 a week.
Something like that.
To really keep it together.
Just drive the short bus. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun.
Underpaid.
Yeah.
Great job. Honorable job.
Great. You go from the passenger to the driver. That's great.
If I had to go back to work right now, I'd probably go somewhere around there, though. For
really?
real. Those guys, hanging out with those guys, like hanging out with Tim all day. It's
You feel at home.
It's like 8 Tims. It's like, but yeah, moved to Phoenix. Tim and I got an apartment.
So you have $2,000. That's it. Saved.
$2,000 saved up. Luckily in Montana, they really did kind of. It was like, you know, they really supported me. There was a couple like sponsors that I could get that would pay me like a couple $100 a month. And at the time, $200-300 a month, I was like, fuck yeah, that's going to this bill, that's going to this bill. So I never actually had to get a job when I moved to Phoenix. I was able to train twice a day, which was fucking huge.
Right.
So Tim and I got a dumpy ass apartment, and I only had known Tim for those 10 days that I came down. Now we're moving in together. My mom did my laundry, dishes, I didn't know how to live on my own, and Tim had already been living on his own, so he's like, "What the fuck? This kid doesn't know shit." He's like having to tell me to like, "Hey, dude, you gotta fucking wash your bowl."
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you just shit in the toilet, not the jars. Like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah. Pretty much. But, so there's some learning curves there, but yeah, we lived together for a couple of years, and at the time his goal was getting UFC too, so we were just training, living that kind of like fighter lifestyle.
Sorry, there's a question from before this. When you were in high school, you said you knew you were going to be famous between like 16 and 18, right?
That was the goal.
I thought you basically had like a revelation, like, oh, this is going to happen for me.
Well, I feel like I was younger, even in like middle school. I remember, I thought I was going to be in the NFL. Until I realized I was white.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, I did. No, I wanted to be in the NFL. And I was super delusional. I'm from Montana. Helena, Montana. There's like 17 fucking people there. So I didn't realize like that's not realistic. Wanted to be in the NBA, realize that's not realistic. And I started kickboxing. I was naturally pretty good at it. I was athletic. And, I do believe some people are just fucking born fighters. Some people just know how to fight. And it kind of clicked for me. It's like, that's it. That's how I'm going to do it.
Were you street fighting and stuff? Like,
no, I didn't like confrontation. I didn't like confrontation. I didn't like street fights. I avoided it. But really, like, I wanted to get chicks, money, and fame. Like, those were like the 3 things.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Now, you're in Phoenix, okay? You're living with Tim. You're learning how to be an adult. Yeah. You're doing all these things. Tim is also trying to be in the UFC. Yeah. Do you guys ever spar?
No, he's a lot bigger.
But just for funsies?
Just fucking around grappling more so, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, yeah, but like sparring.
You never fuck him up a little bit?
No.
Wash my bowl, bitch.
No. Probably opposite then.
Really?
No, Tim was always, he was good and he was cool, but he was Jehovah's Witness too, so he had to been.
No way. Yeah. How do they react when they knock on the door?
That's a good question.
He's like, yo, what's up, dude?
Yeah. I see you getting after it.
Yeah, respect.
No, he got disfellowshipped or whatever it is. So
or?
Because he got the gang.
Stop witnessing.
Yeah, he stopped witnessing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Did he ever try to get you in? Were you ever like, yo, let's start knocking?
Yeah, no.
Door to door.
No, he was out at that time, but yeah.
Okay, so you guys are in Phoenix. It's starting to happen. You're getting a few $100 from these sponsors in Montana. Family is supportive of this. You're starting to get better, I imagine. You're starting to get the better end of these exchanges with the kickboxing guys in Phoenix.
After years. Like, I didn't go down and it was like, all right, I'm starting to, it was like, there was years of.
How old were you when you felt like, all right, now I'm getting.
Dude, there's still guys that are like, give me troubles. I mean, we're at such a good gym. I train at, Tim has his own gym in the MMA lab in Phoenix. There's guys in the UFC, like, there's still guys, and I'm never, if you ever go to a gym and you're just a fucking man, you're not the wrong gym.
Right.
Like,
Right.
So there's still guys that give me trouble all the time. So we constantly are evolving at each other.
Right.
But yeah, there was a couple of years to where I was like, I knew I was athletic and I could learn. I was like, if I go, just keep going, I can get good. And then there was a time where I'm like, okay, I started getting better because I took it more serious. Like there was guys that would like work they would work and then go to the gym once a day. I was going twice a day and my main focus was becoming the best I could. So after a couple of years, I started catching up as far as skill wise.
So some people usually break down, right? When they reach a wall, right? They go, okay, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. What was the thing that made you push past that?
I think it was the chicks and the money. It's like that hunger for more.
Yeah. Pretty girls in Phoenix too.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm curious, what did Tim see in you that he's like, even though he's getting washed in the gym, I'll still let him live with it?
Yeah, well, I think it's actually even before that he saw me when I was 18 in Great Falls when he was commentating. Before that, he actually had saw me when I was 16 kickboxing in Helena. We never had any conversation. I didn't know that until he said, oh shit, I remember watching you kickbox when I was 16. I did really good. And then 18, I knew like one thing of jiu-jitsu, and it was like an arm bar off my back. And I had fought this college wrestler that Tim knew. He's like, oh, this guy should beat Sean. He didn't know me very well at the time or at all. And I fucking arm barred this dude. And Tim was like, damn, that
wrestler.
Yeah, arm barred this wrestler. And Tim, at the after party thing, he's like, hey, if you want to ever come down. That's when he asked me if I want to come down. So he just offered it. He had offered a bunch of like other people too. He said I was the only one that like kind of took it up. I was the only one that really kind of took it to the let's do it. I called him the next day. I'm like, when can I come down? He's like, holy shit, chill out. So but yeah.
Okay, so you're starting to get better.
Yeah.
At what point are you analyzing the fight game and going, this is what I have to do to be successful outside of just being a great fighter? Because we know there are great fighters, but they can't sell a ticket. And their careers are kind of stagnant because of it. And sometimes they fall out. And there are guys who are great fighters that also have a personality and find a way to get people invested. You're getting your ass kicked at the gym. Are you still analyzing how to have that persona that can garner interest and money?
It's a good question. It's so weird. I was so delusional when it came to like, I thought I was, because before Connor, no one had really kind of done that. Yeah. And I was thinking I was going to be that guy. I thought I was just going to be, I don't know why. I had no
Connor
idea.
Stole your shit in a lot of ways.
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. No, I thought I was going to get in the UFC and just be this fucking celebrity character, like celebrity athlete. For whatever reason, I don't know. I didn't think I was like how, I knew I was knocking people out in spectacular fashion. Like I didn't know if it was going to be that, my good looks, my no. I didn't know. I just thought I was going to be the fucking man for some reason. I really don't know why. But as far as like starting to kind of build a persona and like try to sell tickets and be someone that people want to care about, probably was probably like right before I got on the Contender series when Snoop Dogg commentated. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. That shit kind of like. He started tagging me on Instagram, and that's when I started getting a couple followers, like 5,000 followers. Like, oh shit, and like I liked that. I was like, oh cool, and that's kind of like, yeah, when that started.
And then is it a calculated decision to lean in? Do you start going, I have to be more vibrant, I have to be bigger, I have to do these things with my hair? Does it organically kind of happen? Because everything else in your life is incredibly specific and disciplined, and it is a choice for optimization, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the same thing is happening with your persona that's happening with your stool. Right? So you're like, how can I extract the most of this? How can I be the biggest?
Yeah. It's funny too, because I grew up, my dad was a detective. So smoking weed was like, I was terrified of him. Even in high school, like if guys were, I was like avoiding it. I wasn't around it. I thought it was horrible. Like I thought it was bad. So when I moved to Phoenix, Tim's like, take a fucking puff. Yeah. And I did. Yeah. And I remember like that first time I got high, I would laugh. And I'm like, this is what I was scared of. Like I just laughing. And I'm always go. So at night I'd smoke and I'd be like, I kind of chill out. Yeah. I was like 19, which I don't recommend. I'd suggest if you are going to start smoking, you haven't. Wait till I think you're fully developing, like 25, whatever, 23, 25. Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend, because I know some people that smoke too much weed and they're fucking,
Yeah.
But so I started smoking weed, and then when I started smoking weed, I always had this, like, I always thought like it was this horrible thing. So when I started smoking, I wanted to tell people like, whoa, it's not this bad thing. So I started kind of posting on my Instagram, and I kind of went from there. And then I really don't even smoke that much. I smoke every day, like every night. I'll hit my fucking bag or a King Palm or something. I'll smoke, and it'll be, once at night. But people think I fucking smoke all day. Sometimes when I make funny ass videos.
You don't smoke all day, just daily.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very different.
But, so I kind of got this persona of like, oh, I'm just a huge pothead. And that's kind of where it came from. Because when I do smoke, I'll make a funny ass video on Instagram, like for a brand deal. And it'll, do great. And that's just what people think I do all day.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that smoke.
Yeah.
And now they're interested in their fighter.
Exactly.
Was that the time you kind of were like fucking with different drugs too, like mushrooms and shit like that back in the day?
Yeah, I definitely hadn't done anything like until I moved to Phoenix, and so Tim influenced me to do drugs.
Nice. So this guy's awesome.
Yo, we need Tim. I know, next time you come back, you gotta bring Tim.
We went out for his birthday to this country bar. We don't go out very often. Yeah. His birthday, I think he was like 32 or something.
Did you try to fuck the mechanical bull again?
Yeah, not quite. We might as well have. Fuck something.
I got this one, Sugar. Don't worry. I'll take it down for you.
No. So we brought all the boys out. I have a group of guys that I met on Xbox.
Yeah.
And they all moved down to Phoenix, and I have a house that I rent out to them. And they fucking live in that. And they're our boys for like 2 years now. It's funny as fuck.
You met them gaming.
I met them gaming.
Yeah, which
They're
game? Which
fucking
game? Halo?
Characters. Call of Duty.
Oh, respect.
They're fucking characters. Schmitty's 6'7". He's fucking Brendan's his best friend. He's 5 foot. They're just opposite. Yeah. But there's 4 of them that live at this house. I take them out every once in a while. So we went out for Tim's birthday. Tim made some very poor decisions, and now he's sick. Yeah.
So you have to pay back.
Yeah. So he got sick. He's so congested.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. That's me immediately after I drink, just like sinus infection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially beer. If I drink beer, I wake up just congested. as fuck.
Yeah, allergic to it, probably.
Yeah,
Sounds
probably.
like
That
it.
is poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tim made some bad decisions. He couldn't make it. He comes in Friday afternoon, but I know you're going to be in Phoenix next week. Definitely want Tim to come out. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I'll go bust you guys' ass in some Call of Duty if y'all want.
No, you won't.
He's literally never played.
No, you won't.
I've also never lost.